Welcome to day 4 highlights of Henley Royal Regatta. We are halfway through, the competition is hotting up. We've got the longest race card of the week with 83 races scheduled, and up early a couple of Olympic medalists going head to head in the Princess Royal.
Lithuania Rowing Federation, Victoria Senka, you can see on the left of your picture, and Imogen Grant, who raced twice yesterday and won twice yesterday. First in the single and then in an 8 at the end of the day. She was in the first and the last race. Heading towards the town, you can see in the background there Henley Town Centre looming into the picture. The finish line not far away now for the Lithuanian. Victoria Senka, very well done to her. Well executed race. Imogen Grant, busy lady this week, going hard to the end. So Victoria Senka, the Lithuanian rower, in the single there. Last couple of strokes, over the finish line she goes, and into Saturday and semi-finals day in the Princess Royal Challenge Cup. And for Imogen Grant, her hard work, her Henley Royal Regatta is not over yet. She'll be back later in the bridge in the 8s. So celebrations for Victoria Senka.
So a comfortable win there for the Lithuanian Olympian. This year's regatta has seen huge overseas interest with 179 entries coming from 19 different nations. 4-time Olympic champion Matthew Pinsent is in charge of bringing in the international stardust.
So I am in charge of the outreach to the international teams, the sort of Olympic quality crews who we want to entice to bring over to Henley to race here so that we get fantastic racing out on that amazing course with some of the best crews in the world. Henley's always been special. Henley's always been something that I think most people have felt they want to do once in their career because it's quirky, it's different, it's British, it's traditional. But I think that has changed in recent years, where the people who come from abroad, be they Dutch, be they Aussies, New Zealanders, the Americans, they then start thinking, not only do I want to do that once, but that was so good and is so special, I want to come back again and again. And that is really wonderful for the event as well. I think possibly the standout name this year is Ollie Zeidler from Germany, the single sculler. He's won the Olympic gold medal in Paris. He's obviously now going for the record of the wins in the diamonds. I think this year will allow him to get to 5. And so it's really special for us to have him. And he's obviously preeminent in the field at the moment, and he's joined by loads of others as well. So I'm talking to team managers and head coaches from these big national teams around the world, and just drip feeding the idea of coming to Henley and talking about logistics, talking about boats, talking about travel, accommodation. How can we make it as easy as possible for them to come here and have a great regatta? There are all sorts of challenges to coming here and racing. The river is different, the training is hard because the river is small. Racing starts on Tuesday. Not many of the overseas crews are going to be racing before Thursday. Some of them even only start on Saturday. So already in an international season, you're compromising lots of things. There isn't a sort of luxury hotel or a chef that they can influence about their evening meal. They're walking down to the river. The boat tents, aren't a sort of air-conditioned haven where they can escape the heat or the rain or whatever the British weather is going to throw at them. It's definitely different, but in that lies its appeal. I think having that international flavour, particularly at the Premier level, just adds a lustre to the event, which means its appeal is global and it's preeminent. The fact that these guys come from overseas and are really, really good and really fast makes those Friday, Saturday, Sunday races absolutely epic.
Today, 54 of the 83 races involve overseas crews. That's almost 2/3 up against the best of British. Up next, Hollandia Racing Club against a combined Leander Molsey crew in the Town Challenge Cup.
The Dutch crew on the right-hand side of your picture taking a really nice line. Bucket rig, so you've got 2 oars in the middle on the same side. And they've got off to a lovely start into a very high rhythm.
What a race this is. Look how tight this is going to be. We're well past the midway point of the race now, and there's nothing in it.
Well, to me, the Dutch are using rate, which is a great tool to be using. They're increasing that rate of striking. What I love about the right yellow Empacher and the Great Britain crew is that they are holding their length. And what that does is it allows for that increased rate of striking further down the course for the sprint. So I really love what I'm seeing from both crews.
It's a terrific contrast in styles in every way, isn't it? The setup of the boats and, as you say, the rate and just how they're going about it. They're absolutely level, but there's lots of contrast here. Here's the finish coming now, and the Dutch heading towards those booms, and that was close as well again, wasn't it? That was very close, and it gave Leandra and Molsey just half a chance. It was a really good race, 3/4 of the length, the margin of victory for the Dutch, but they came so close to a calamity right at the end with the boom on that left-hand side.
The Dutch cruised safely through to the weekend. There were also some impressive performances in the women's eights. First of all, in the juniors, Shiplake College were just too strong for their American rivals from Saugatuck Rowing Club. The British National Schools champions still on track for the Prince Philip Trophy.
And they were able to row across the line, enjoy the crowds a little bit, and know that they'll be back out here again tomorrow for another, what will be an exciting race.
Semi-finals tomorrow, safely through that heat. Shiplake College and the Prince Philip Challenge Trophy, beating Saugatuck Rowing Club of America.
Then in the student category, Newcastle University saw off Oxford University to lay down a marker in the Temple Challenge Cup.
Oxford certainly not going down without a fight. You know, they're used to this match racing, this one-on-one style with the boat race, but here they are coming up against this Newcastle University outfit, top form from them, and yeah, looking to progress through.
They listen for the beep and they cross that finish line, and some whoops from the floating grandstand. That was a strong performance, a dominant performance by Newcastle University A, and that's a win in the island over Oxford University A in the student women's eights.
And from eights to single sculls, it's Canada up against Australia in one of the premier events, the Princess Royal, and a real mental and physical battle between 2 elite athletes.
Attention!
This is a round of the Princess Royal Challenge Cup, the women's single sculls, the elite women's single sculls. Kennedy of Canada on the left of your screen, Gourley of Australia on the right of your screen. Well, Gourley has kept that gap to a length, and I think she's actually closing up right now on the Canadian.
Yeah, she is. I mean, that middle section of the race, you know, when you move away from the course just out into the middle of the river ever so slightly, it's just, it does strange things out there on the water. Strange things happen, but this has been a really impressive middle of the race from Laura Gourley, the 23-year-old, coming right back into contention. This is an absolute belter of finish between these two scullers, because Laura Gourley is still moving, still advancing. She's got a lot of work to do. She's been slowing down her progress, I think, in the past 100, 200 metres or so. We're seeing a bit more power, a bit more effort through the strokes from Shannon Kennedy in the middle stages. But Laura Gourley is still going. What are we at now? About a third of a length, still moving. And I think we've just found another gear, another step on from Laura Gourley in these closing stages. Jess, this is an absolute belter.
Gourley is going. She is going. And look at this. She's eating up Kennedy. I think Kennedy's run out. Her head just dropped. She broke her and she moved her. We've seen this time and time again at Henley Royal Regatta, this one-on-one race. What an incredible race for Gourley of Australia. The win for Gourley of Australia in the most spectacular way over Kennedy of Canada.
Well, an amazing display of Aussie grit there from Laura Gourley. Well, Australia were up again, this time in the Town Challenge Cup, taking on a crew from the University of London in another dramatic race.
This is a round of the Town Challenge Cup Women's Fours. Australia in the left of your screen versus University of London in that purple on the right of your screen.
in that purple, and we have that lovely purple in our commentary box as well, because Jess is wearing her University of London blazer and looking fantastic in it too.
Many thanks. No bias here, but it's a good start for this UL crew. A little bit of steering, wonder if we're going to get the warning, and yeah, there's Gwyn out with her flag, telling London to move over, and a course correction there. I think the Australians are done. I think they've gone as the cheers of UL are causing UL to come down these closing stages in such a strong manner, and then Gwyn has got to flag out again and telling them to move. The Aussies have got another gear though. They've just moved.
How have they done that? It was almost rope-a-dope, that, wasn't it? They were looking a little bit, then they found another gear. But look at this shot here. I think University of London are just starting to eke out their lead now, just in the vital moments of this race. Past the progress boards, last 10 or so strokes, probably a few more.
What a race. University of London have come here. They've taken on some giants in the form of Australia, and they never let them back into that race. Their bows were ahead and they stayed ahead, and there are huge cheers, slaps in the water, screams in the purple boat for the historic win here in the town. They're moving through to the weekend. They've just knocked out Australia.
Honestly, we were just focusing on having our best race and, you know, trying to put it up to them, and it turned out that we were level at the K halfway, and we just said we may as well just throw it all in and see what we can end up at the finish, and we ended up ahead, so we're super, super delighted now.
Yeah, I mean, you look pretty exhausted, but what was that elation like?
It was incredible. Just like, I think all four of us had the confidence, and like me rowing with these three legends, I was just like so happy to be here, and yeah, just so happy.
Tell me about the crew. How did you guys come together?
Well, it's actually relatively new, I suppose. Well, Saskia got married a couple of weeks ago, so Eva and I raced the pair at Henley Women's. So we've only come together really like since then, and then we also trained together on training camp. Eva and Emily came over from Ireland in September to do their masters, and I've been at UL for the past 3 years, so yeah, it's relatively new.
I think we just went out wanting to execute our best race, and I think we did that, so I think we're really happy with that.
And how much did the support help, both on the banks but also back here at the boat?
The support is amazing in UL, and like there's 42 athletes competing this week, so it was really cool, like training, pushing off each other. We have an amazing team of coaches and like people behind the scenes looking after us, so yeah, we have a very, very good setup.
People have come away from the river to enjoy some of Henley's renowned hospitality, but they'll be flocking back there soon, because after a mammoth morning session, we've got another 48 races to enjoy.
Attention! So this is a heat of the Silver Goblets and Nichols Challenge Cup. It's the premier event for open pairs, and we've got Rohan Lavery and Pat Holt from Australia. They were the spares for the Olympic team, taking a year out from the national team. And on the other side of the course, Marcus Shute and Theo Bell from Princeton. The two Brits, the Tigers, they are heading the Australians at the moment, and there is about, 350 metres to go. A sensational move yet again.
They need to be very careful with the boom right now. They're very close on the left side. They need to make a move away from the boom. It's very close, Martin. Very close.
So that's interesting. I think it's probably Marcus Shute who's steering the boat. He's looking at the booms. He's got the leverage on that side, and he heard you, Julia. He moved away. And the Australians, are they being warned by the umpire or not? I think the British pair, or the Princeton British pair, seem like they're in the right space. What a fantastic finish. Can anyone live with them in the second half of the course? The Australians try and find something, but what this British pair have in the second half of the course is amazing, and it's credit to them and their coach Matt Smith, the 2004 US Olympian, that he's produced a pair that can row so fluidly and naturally and just move out. It's a great exhibition of pairs rowing from Shute and Bell, and they come up to the finish line. The Australians can do nothing about it. Their campaign for Lavery and Holt is over. Shute and Bell go on in the Goblets. Great result from them. So we are going up to the start for the Bridge Trophy, and this is Molesey Boat Club and Newcastle University. Highly fancied crew, but they are up against Thames Rowing Club. Thames Rowing Club, one of the strongest crews in this event. Certainly one of the favourites, and this is going to be such a head-banging race.
They're really close. I'm waiting for Empire. I think they are still in the lane, but really close on each other. The Cox has made a little move. Mosley make a move to away from Thames. It's going to cost him the speed of the boat or not. I really think that Mosley still can come back on Thames.
A fantastic response by Thames Rowing Club, because Mosley are charging. Mosley on the left of your picture, Thames Rowing Club on the right. We still have about 20 strokes to go to the finish, but I think Thames Rowing Club have done enough if they keep clean, if the blades don't catch a crab, if they come up to the finish line. But Mosley, yeah, they are still going for it. It's going to be a fantastic finish to this race. It's been great to see these two fantastic women's clubs, Thames and Mosley, but it will be Thames to come up to the finish line to take this heat of the new event, the Bridge Challenge Plate. A really worthy race for the new event. Thames Rowing Club, they take it from Mosley. What was it, just about half a length?
And the great racing kept on coming throughout the afternoon.
It's the Temple Challenge Cup. Cambridge University are going up against the Delftse Studentenvereniging Lager from the Netherlands. So Lager and Cambridge. Will it be Lager, Lager, Lager all the way, or will the light blues from Cambridge be able to take their boat race form into Henley here? Let's see how it goes.
It looks like it's a pretty tight race.
Well, we should give credit to Lager. We haven't talked about them yet. We're all in love with Cambridge here, but the Lager crew, we have Lager crews coming over quite often to Henley, and we love the way the Dutch ride. Actually, it's really interesting to look at the technique of both these crews. Both have a sort of similar, long, fluid style. But let's look at the Lager crew. For me, look like they're pushing on now. They're going to try to see if they can make a move in the middle of the course, get themselves another couple of seats on Cambridge and make it difficult for the Cambridge guys to come through. So we're coming live. We're quite late in the race now, I'm afraid. We've jumped forwards to the last few strokes of the race, and indeed Lager have done exactly that.
Yeah, amazing from the Dutch to hold off Cambridge. They've just sat on that half-length lead, and Cambridge have thrown everything at them, but it's going to be the Dutch who prevail here.
Well, that's really interesting, isn't it? Exactly as you say, Tom. I think you called it perfectly. Sometimes with crews that row so smoothly as these two, it doesn't seem to be quite so aggressive, but they were just moving and moving and moving and moving. So credit to the Dutch there. That is a really strong crew from Cambridge, although it's their second crew. A fantastic race there. They come thick and fast. This is the Queen Mother, the Premier Open Quads event. Hollandia from the Netherlands on the left and Skibbereen from Ireland on the right. Skibbereen go off like something hot off a shovel here. We love having these guys here, and their culture, we talked about the Cambridge culture, the culture there at Skibbereen is something else.
The ex-Lighties taking flight here, isn't it? Finton McCarthy in the bow seat of this crew, closest to the camera, stroked by Paul O'Donovan, arguably pound for pound the most famous rower on the planet as it stands, just by virtue of all of the furor that's come with this Irish rowing programme that's grown and grown in the last few years. And this, for me, is a race that is beautifully balanced.
The Dutch have got their last attempt to push it through. Maps van Saven in the stroke seat, 24 years of age. He's got to really push hard. The Olympic champion Lennart van Liot in the bow seat calls them to order. They've got to deploy and they've got to try to destroy. But my goodness, these Skibbereen guys, they really know how to race.
Where are they getting the gears from? Where are they finding this speed? 2 doubles into the quad, and it seems to have multiplied the speed that they have. Incredible racing from the Irish.
Just watching this fantastic display. They're still up in the 40s per minute. The Skibbereen crew, they can feel now that victory is theirs. The Dutch have responded. They're racing hard as well to the line. They maybe close the gap a touch, but it's not enough. It's absolutely not enough. The lightweights, the Skibbereen crew, the 2 doubles from Lucerne combining into a mighty quad. It's going to be very, very exciting to see the semis here.
A great win for the Irish there, and staying with the international theme, up next it was Germany against France in the Prince of Wales.
We have on the blocks here a great race ahead of us. It's race 61, Bonner Rue de Gesellschaft und Erste Kilo Rue de Club von 1862 against Entente Nautique Avignon and Avignon Grenoblois. And away they go. The French on the right, I'm going to call them, and the Germans on the left.
I think the German stroke rate just went up there. They were pushed a little bit into the booms, and you can see there, they still look so calm. Moritz Cooper in that stroke seat, really, really calm faces, and it's now neck and neck.
They're coming together in the centre of the course as the legs go down, the lungs burst, and Germans, French, stroke for stroke, leg for leg, man for man, side by side down the enclosures. It's anyone's to call. At this close, it could just be on the surge. In my money, the Germans have got the edge. They've moved a seat. They're moving another seat. The French starting to tie up a little. Are they losing confidence, or have they got a final sprint left in? And there's only about 10 strokes to go, 5 strokes to go. The Germans move across the course. The umpire will be watching this in case they think to impede. The Germans cross the line first. An epic quads race. The French have destroyed themselves with the effort there. The Germans come under our complimentary box, and you can see how happy they are to achieve that. What a road.
Well, congratulations, guys. A brilliant result there in the Prince of Wales. Nail-bitingly close. How did it feel throughout the race?
That was definitely a great race. It was the race we expected, and we managed to get out fast and ease our way through to the middle thousand, and then at the end we had enough left in the tank to just rush through the French.
What was the elation like when you crossed the line? How pleased were you with that result?
Oh, we were very happy about it, because we thought all the race that we go through the France, but they had so much power, but on the last 200 meters we can change the race, and it was so good.
We have seen some of the best racing of the week today, and the rowing fans have been loving it.
Attention! Go!
It's the first year for the Bridge Challenge Cup. We have the Under-23 Development 8, Leander and Hartbury, the British Development 8, and the Cambridge University crew. Cambridge on the right, and the Leander and Hartbury crew on the left. The momentum is with the light blue women, and you can almost detect the hunger they have and the belief starting to come through. It's a wonderful culture they have at the CUBC of belief and support and inspiration. And inspiration and perspiration is what it's going to take now for these young women in this first year of the wonderful Bridge Challenge Cup. Everything to play for. Cambridge starting to move through, but Leander and Hartbury are holding them. There's about 20 strokes remaining on this course. Cambridge still rising. Leander and Hartbury have got to respond now.
I don't know what happened to the T-boat, Matt, but the 2 races we've been served out of the back of that have been absolutely phenomenal. I think it is Cambridge who just have that extra level of cohesion in this crew who are going to steal a march on this composite from Leander and Hartbury University.
What an 8th race. From behind, the women of the CUBC, the Cambridge University Boat Club, show you how to race from behind and break open a development crew. They will be so pleased to do that. Fist bumping the water from the bow seat to the stroke seat of the Cambridge crew there. Congratulations, well done. Isabel Grant, she's done some work. My goodness, Imogen Grant, sorry, has done some huge work this week, and great row by Cambridge. Well done to Cambridge University, who put their name down for a place in the semis.
So that wraps it up for the weekday racing. Semi-final Saturday is up next, and there'll be another bumper crowd to cheer them on as the crews look to book their slot on finals day. We'll see you tomorrow.